we're back. And Haley, we've got a million things to do. We're going to talk about our Christmas contest.
Yes, we're giving away some big prizes. You could win a $500 Visa gift card. You could win a $250 Visa gift card. Or you could win $250 to Repcolite. So we're going to let you know how to enter and what you need to do.
And we're going to give out some hints that will make it easier for you. That's all coming up at the end of this segment, so hang tight. Right now, though, let's talk about touch-up painting. This time of year, we're having guests over. We're looking at our house a little more critically than we have in the past, and we're realizing there maybe is a lot of scuffs and a lot of things like that on the walls, and we really don't have, at this time of year, how many people have time to repaint? Right. It's a huge project to jump into. We don't want you to have to do that. If you want to touch up the walls, we can help you get there, but it is a bit of an art.
Right. There are some things that are going to make it more successful.
Yeah. So let's start with the very first thing is the really big, here's hoping, boy, this would be great if it worked thing. And it's just wash the walls. Yes. You never know.
Give them a really good clean.
Maybe you could get away with that. There are magic erasers, Mr. Clean magic erasers, that will dull your paint a little bit.
Yeah.
But maybe it will be just enough to get you by. Right. A last-ditch effort. So think about that. Clean the walls. If that doesn't work, now it's time to touch up the walls. And let's talk about a couple of the mistakes that people make. And the very first mistake, the most common mistake made when touching up is using the wrong applicator.
Exactly. I think when we're rolling a wall out, we're using a roller, right? It's a giant surface, so of course I'm going to roll the paint out. But then when we go to touch up, we're just doing a tiny little area. And so we just grab a brush because that's going to be quick and easy and small.
Seems like it. But you've got to use the exact same tool because if you don't, the different texture that the tool leaves, if you use a brush on a rolled wall, it can actually leave a texture that shows up visually different.
Yes.
Makes the color look different even.
Yeah, it sounds crazy, but it really does make all the difference.
So use the same tools. If you rolled that wall, Wooster has jumbo coaters. Their jumbo coater system sounds like they'd be it sounds like they'd be enormous products, but they're actually little tiny roller covers and stuff. What makes them cool is that each roller cover in the jumbo coater system has a counterpart that it directly matches in the bigger system. Right, the normal roller system. So the fabrics are the same. The texture that it leaves behind is the same.
Exactly.
It's just a little tiny
version
of it. So really cool to use there. Make sure you're doing that. If you've got a super tiny spot, you can get by using a little Q-tip.
Oh, yeah, like a little Barbie roller.
Yeah, put it on the wall, and that will function. You just kind of spin it with your fingers, and that will actually look like a rolled texture on the wall. So that can get you by for little tiny spots. You don't want to do a big area with that. That'd be dumb.
The other thing that people do is, even if they're using the right tool, is they're applying too much paint when they do. And this is a problem because if you've got too heavy of a coat of paint going on, you can actually, again, change the color slightly. It's going to look a little bit shinier if it's super thick coat, and that's not ideal either.
Yeah, so a little bit of paint, start in the middle, the center where the problem is, feather it out, less and less paint as you go.
Right.
And if you have to do another coat, do another coat. It's way better than trying to make it all work with one.
Exactly. Blend it.
The last thing is just be patient. Paint changes in color as it dries down.
Right.
We've had people freak out, run to the store, get new paint, come back home and find that it actually blended just fine. They just needed to give it more time. So give it time to dry. If you do have touch-ups to do, we just can't get into all the things we'd like to talk about in this little segment. But if you do have touch-ups or any kind of paint project that's on your horizon, that you're stressing about, you need a little more info, stop out at any Repcolite or Port City Paints, tell us what you're doing, and we'll get you the help you need.
Yes.
And while you're there at any Repcolite or Port City Paint store, make sure you're looking around because in each store, they've got a Christmas display with a cardboard cutout in there.
Yes, they've got some unique characters visiting their stores. Each one has a different cardboard cutout. And right now, the way that you enter our big Christmas giveaway is by matching each store with their cardboard cutout.
Right. We've got an entry form at repcolite.com. You just go to the Repcolite homepage. Right there on the homepage, we've got a banner, a Christmas contest. Click that. That'll bring you to an entry form, and you've basically got 10 questions. The Lakewood store has which cardboard cutout? You just choose the one from a drop-down, and you're good to go. Now, we know that not everybody is going to travel to all the different Repcolite, Port City Paints, even Snyder Paints in Goshen, Indiana.
Take some big commitment.
People aren't going to hit all of those stores, so we're trying to give out hints. Now, last week, we gave out some brilliant hints.
They were pretty difficult.
They were obscure, but I wanted people to work for it. Uh-huh. Last year, we kind of gave you the answers. We spoon-fed the answers. This year, we went a little more obscure, and I really regretted that because nobody understood what I was even talking about.
Nope.
So we've gone simpler. The first one is for the Plainfield Avenue location, and this soundbite says it all.
We all know who that is, right?
Well, they should.
I would hope so.
So that is the cardboard cutout at the Plainfield Ave store, and we're going to go out to the music for the cardboard cutout who's at the Broadmoor Avenue store. So this theme music should mean something to you. This cardboard cutout is at Broadmoor Avenue. Head to repcolite.com, open up that entry form that you can find from the homepage. You've got 2 answers, all right? We're going to give out more answers on the YouTube version of our show, so check that out too. Whatever you do today, make sure paint's a part of it. The Repcolite and Port City paint stores are open until 3, waiting to help. I'm Dan Hansen.
I'm Haley Johnson. Thanks for listening.